Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Langrisser. This is part 2 to Salaras. Leadin escaped from Balshia and now makes his way to Salaras. On the way, he meets a group of travelers. In order to win, we have to ensure that Chris makes it out safely. She's the NPC with the blue hair at the bottom there, but don't be deceived. She suffers from blue hair syndrome, like a lot of people in this game, so you'll see that in a second. We lose if either she or Leadin kicks it. We're fighting a lot of barbarians, a lot of spell users, or shamans. Easiest enemies we're going to have for quite a while. Here's a look at the map real fast. Quite a large map for the second battle, I think. He can only use soldiers still, so that's what he's going to get. Volkov doesn't really need troops, but again, just provide that wall of support. We're going to give him archers. They're the best bet there. Again, you'll see why in just a little bit. And no item still, so we're just ready to move forward. Sound should be a little different. I'm using a new mic, finally arrived, very excited about that. I actually recorded a bunch of episodes in bulk here trying to get ahead of the game here, and it all backfired when I went back and listened to it and found that my mic had gone on a spaz attack. I didn't pick up on all the feedback while I was recording, but oh, here we have Chris. I feel ashamed for making you come all this way with me. It's alright, Chris, we were on the way to Saras anyway. I sense something wrong here. Shika! Chris, we've almost reached the city. Let's try to get through all at once. I'm right behind you. Watch out, they're coming from the back. And I don't know why, but that line always makes me laugh. Head for the city. Shika, get them. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, Shika. Their name, by the way, was changed in the localization. I don't know why. I suppose in the off chance somebody might have been offended by that. If you were, you're being too sensitive. Let me just say that. And first things first, we want to get him in position. Make sure all his troops are getting that loving support from him so they take no damage, or at the very least next to no damage. Meanwhile, keeping these NPC civilians or citizens from taking any blows, because they'll usually go down in one attack. And the thing about them is, now it's funny, the first time I played this game, I don't know what it was, but without going out of my way, I mean, I was trying to protect them, but it's funny, I was able to keep all of them alive, and it seemed, I assumed it was easy because the first time I played this battle, I did it without any problems. Granted, I gave Volkov horsemen, which ripped through the barbarians like cotton candy, so there you go. But at the same time, it still went real smooth. Come to find out, that's not always the case. I went back a second time, switched things up a bit. They were falling left and right, like flies in winter. There was no chance. And it can get really frustrating because they don't move the way you would expect them to. Like, you figured they're going to just try to get as far away from the action as possible, instead of just throwing themselves head first like they're trying to kiss the enemy. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking, but I'm sure you'll see some of that ridiculousness in a little bit. I don't know, maybe they got a little bit of lemming in their DNA. I can't explain it, but it's very exasperating when you're trying to save somebody who basically doesn't want to be saved. You know, it's like people in life when you're trying to help somebody out, and you know, no matter how much you want to help some folks, they can't be helped. It's sad, it's unfortunate, but it's a part of life, I guess. Oh, I slipped up. They were out of range. See, I keep forgetting he's not promoted yet, so his range is very limited. You got to keep that in mind. Now, I might lose a troop sooner than I expected to, but that's okay. We'll keep going. This doesn't have to be a perfect play, because anytime you're talking, you know, that's bound to happen. Gonna make some slip-ups, that's fine. My goal is to get Leadin to level 10 and promoted in this battle. If this battle is over and we haven't done that, I consider it a failure. And we're done here. Now Mina's gonna move with her group. Now she does have healing magic, so if she's feeling kind and generous, she might bestow her good graces upon us at some point if we need it. Here's hoping. She's done it before, but again, I have no control over what she or her crew do, so we'll just see. And they're gonna move slow but sure. Those guys are way at the top of the map, so it's gonna take them a while to get down here. I'm hoping I can take care of most of these groups before they arrive. All except for maybe one is what I usually end up doing. A gimmick about this game is they like to throw little surprises at you in every fight, so that having been said, don't be surprised if things change somewhere along the way. He's going to use long range magic, doesn't do much damage, so I'm fine with that. And that's what they typically do. When you attack with troops who are out of range of your commander and don't benefit from their boosts, they will single them out because it's an easy target, easy prey. Can't really fault them for that. It's my mistake, and hopefully I've learned from it. So yeah, hopefully this will be the last take of this episode. I've tried recording this several times, but I've got the new setup here. Hopefully the volume and audio is okay. If it's not, I'm going to continue tweaking it as things go on, but it should be nothing but improvements from here. So with that being said, behold and all as Volkov's wall of archers take no damage. But they really, why should they? I mean, the barbarians aren't even attacking, they're just waving their arms like little children, aren't they? Throwing fits in our face. Come on guys, throw a spear or blow some fire at us or something. Anything really. But this is good because my plan is to have his archers weaken them. Then after this group is done, Leden's going to swoop down here and take care of them, hopefully before they get a chance to get too frisky. No promises though. So a good thing I like to do with the leader, I don't want to get too reckless with him just yet because he's not that strong yet. So we're going to use him to pick apart this guy. Actually, I just made a stupid mistake, but that's fine. That's fine. Time is of the essence, but that's okay. We're still going to take it. Yeah. Problem is I've been playing too much of the sequel lately, which is a lot more friendly with the whole moving around thing. In this game, you know, you can freeze your character in place prematurely if you don't mean to. So that's a thing that just happened. We're going to weaken him. This won't kill him. Feel free to prove me wrong, guys. Yeah, I didn't think so. Really hope the audio is picking up okay. I don't want to do this again. I can't stress that enough. I do not want to do this again. It's really sad. I've only really got 2 days out of the week that are even remotely good for recording. And, you know, it being summer right now, it's very hot, so laptop can't take the heat too well. I have to be very selective about when I do this. Let's see. We're going to put him right here. We're going to put him nowhere. He can stay right where he is. Yeah, I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. There's really no reason to drag this out. Oh, another thing. Always make sure that you change the commands to manual at the start of a battle. I wasn't paying attention because you see they will move any kind of way if you don't. And in situations like this where you need them to occupy a very particular spot on the map, that's very crucial. A lot of the time it really doesn't matter. They can do what they want to do. It can even be helpful if you use it right, but it's always unnerving when they move when you don't expect them to or don't want them to, in a way that you don't want them to. In fact, if you're not paying attention, that can really make or break some fights. Just one turn of them moving on their own independently when you didn't want them to can pretty much just ruin the whole fight for you. Or at the very least, it can end your bid at getting a lot of experience. But no, I've had to actually restart some battles because of that. Lesson learned. That one arrow that's defying all laws of logic and gravity. Yeah, this game suffers from a little bit of slowdown. I don't know why, but I don't know, it kind of adds to the charm in a way because it's unusual slowdown. It's not your typical. It'll be one object that just, you know, goes rogue. As we continue, you'll notice this game doesn't have a lot of different music tracks, but everything that's here, in my opinion, is very, very good. Considering how old this is, I thought they made fantastic use of the hardware. It sounds amazing. I mean, the bass and percussion especially, I mean, I can't get these songs out of my head, so hopefully you're enjoying it too. That's why I've tried to record this at a decent enough volume to where my voice isn't overtaking the BGM. We can wrap this up, I think. If they can't do it, I know Leiden can. If anyone can. Our leader can. Yeah, he can definitely do that. I don't see how he can mess this up. I've been proven wrong before. But yeah. And now we just hit level 3. Again, you position your soldiers next to the general to receive treatment. They'll get some of their health back. We want to do that. Now, even though these guys aren't anywhere near them, actually, this is one of those times where it's okay to move your people forward because they're in no immediate danger. These guys are too preoccupied with them, which, by the way, before I forget again, Manual, and him too. Okay, they're still not that close yet. So what we want to do is move him up just a bit. That way they won't have too far to backtrack to catch up with these guys when we start moving northward. See, he has a wide range of 4, so it's easy to keep his people within his range. Easier than leading, at least. At the same time, we want to keep them surrounding him so he's protected too. He's not weak, but at the same time, we don't want to lose him or have him take too much damage even. My only concern is what Mina's group's gonna do. Like, see? It's just like, you know, this is what's aggravating. You know, they just do what they want to do, and for some reason they want to charge forward. You know, the problem is they can't attack. They have 0 attack. They will die in 1 round of attacks. And see, now they rush us forward. We have to go forward to meet that other group sooner than I really wanted to, just to keep them alive. Now, you're not punished if they die, except for Mina. Her citizens, her group can die, but I'm that type of person, you know. When I roleplay, you know, and if I was in the situation, I wouldn't want anybody to lose their life. So I'm going to try to keep them all alive. Even if they want to die, I'm going to fight to keep them alive. You know, I'm that guy who gives people advice even when they don't ask for it. You know, I help the people who don't want to be helped. Well, I used to. Not these days. I'm more reserved about it because I've made myself learn that lesson. You know, some people just, for whatever reason, at some points in life, they just don't want to be helped, and you have to respect that. At least I'm gonna respect that. You know, respect people's choice, respect their intelligence. You know. I mean, there are exceptions, of course. There are times you just really have to just step in for somebody's sake when they just clearly don't know better. But for the most part, when we're talking about adults especially, you know, just got to let them do what they do. Them, on the other hand, yeah, I'm going to intervene because I can't. Because I really don't think they know better. I think they're actually lemmings in disguise. You know, or maybe they were raised by lemmings. Either way, they're going to get in a whole lot of trouble if I don't step in and do something. And the only reason that it frustrates me so much is the very first time I played this game, I had no problems keeping them all alive. In fact, it was almost effortless how easy it was. And it caused me to make the wrong kind of assumption. I assumed that it was always that easy. So the next time I went to play, I was surprised when they just fell 1 by 1 like flies. And couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong, and it just took a little bit more experience with the game to realize, oh, it's just the AI, the NPCs. They just pretty much charge forward, and you really have no control over it. There's nothing you can do. So unless you try to keep ahead of them, there's really not much that can be done. You know. Again, you're not penalized if they die, but I'd really rather they survive. So I'm gonna see what I can do. Now, I have to admit, the first time I played, it was easier because I gave Volkov Horseman because I didn't realize right away that he didn't get any experience ever. So I didn't realize how wasteful it was to let him get some kills. So I gave him Horseman, and all the soldiers you can get at this point are pretty effective against barbarians, but Horsemen are the best. They decimate these guys. So I had no problems wiping the floor with them. Come to find out, that's not the most economical way to approach this sort of thing. So what I'm going to do is ignore this group altogether. I'm just going to let them keep attacking him, get weaker and weaker. When they finally catch up with us, we're going to swoop back down and finish them off. In the meantime, this group is going to be our priority. Now, if they move forward on the next turn, I'm going to just... I don't know what I'm going to do. I'd say I'd pull my hair out, but I don't really have much right now. Just going to groan and complain, I guess. For all the good that'll do. Yeah, at least I have this wonderful music to calm me down, soothe my nerves. I never get tired of these tracks. You know, it's only like a few battle themes in the game, but they just never get old to me. Some of you might disagree, but hopefully it's not bothering you too much. Yeah, we can be a little less conservative here. We can get them a little closer. And actually, for this strategy, it's probably a good idea to not be in a hurry to heal your troops with bulk off, because the way it works in this game is you can only do as much damage as you have health. So if you have 10 health, which is the max, the most damage you can do is 10 damage. If you have 9 health, the most you can do, well, if you're a leader or if you have a strength against them, I think you can still do 10, but it's more like you'll do 9 or less. If you have 5 or 4, you're not going to do more than 4 or 5 damage. Again, unless you have an innate strength against who you're fighting, it's not going to happen. In this situation, it's good if some of Volkov's men are not at their max health, because that means that no matter what, they cannot do max damage to these enemies. That's going to keep them alive. I lost some soldiers, that makes me sad. And when Leadin turns around to take care of him, he'll have a much easier time of it. As it stands, I'm probably going to be making some blunders here and there because I'm talking while I do this, and that always throws my concentration off. Because I'm also trying to get this done as quick as possible too. I don't want to drag this out. In part because I've done this several times already, and I'm a little ready to move on to the next thing. No offense, game, but yeah. Oh, thank you. I don't want to lose any more soldiers just yet. It's also good to keep your people surrounded in a way that they can only take 1 hit per round. In this configuration, that's not really possible for most of them, but as we get close to the mountains, I might be able to create a wall and flank the enemy to where they can't get around anybody. That is your ideal setup on terrain such as this. Not always possible, especially when you got the NPC situation to deal with, but we'll see what we can do. Turn 6 already. Now I should heal him, but in the interest of moving forward, we're just gonna move forward and go for the easy prey. Yeah, I thought he could do that. And we're about to hit level 4. Just that fast. Now what I'm gonna do is move him level 4. Again, apologies if you can't see that flicker effect. If I get a chance, I might experiment and see what software is available out there that will actually capture that perfectly. And here you go. Freebie. Oh, we lost one. Wow. Whoa. I never get tired of listening to that. It just cracks me up. Game's got more woe than singles by Black Rob. Okay, you guys, don't be shy. You can get here and join the rest of us. Yeah, I think it's been too long. I think I'm gonna have to warm up to the whole idea of L ping again. It's just, it doesn't feel quite as naturally anymore as it used to. So I'm sure after a few episodes I'll be back where I was, hopefully better. Until then, we're just gonna focus on the game here. And see, there you go. She actually healed us, so thank you. They might not care about their own lives, but at least they're looking out for us. So the least we can do is look out for them. You know, reciprocation, people, reciprocation. That's the good stuff in life. And here they go. Just pollen blowing in the wind with them. Though actually, if you have allergies, pollen's more dangerous than these guys, so. Okay, so we want to take care of him real fast. And still those other groups are a long ways away, so we're not doing terrible. Not doing great, though. What we're going to try to do... Oh, but they're not going to get his boost, so... You know what I'm going to do, actually? We're going to move him... Where can he go to still give them that boost? Hold on, folks. Doing a little strategy here. Gonna actually move him. Actually no, we're gonna move you here. Since he is damaged, he's not gonna be able to kill him in one hit, which I'm afraid of. See, that's why I used the weaker archer. I did not want them to kill him, because now he's gonna have no problems. Level 5, halfway there. See, that's how you want to approach this. His other troops, we want to keep them in that protective range, so that's why we're moving them down. And the off chance some of those barbarians slip through, I doubt it's going to happen though, because what we're going to do is continue building a wall. Okay, he's out of range of Volkov, but in the interest of keeping them alive, I don't care. I'm going to make an exception here. Hopefully they don't move. If they move, then it's going to be all for naught anyway. But if they cooperate with us for just a little bit longer, I think we'll be okay. And you can move forward because they can't reach. What you going to do, Chris? Okay, in this instance, that's good. Okay. No. See, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm pretty sure that they're dead. And of course, just to add to the agony, they're going to sit here and make us wait to find out what happens to that citizen, what their fate's going to be. Oh, but they're damaged, the barbarians, so they might survive. No, they're still not going to survive. I tried. Again, you don't get penalized. I feel better when they all survive. What you going to do? Actually, we're going to ignore them for now. They've already drawn first blood from the citizens, so at this point, I mean, I'm not forsaking them, but at the same time, you know, they're not all gonna live, so I'm not gonna make that my absolute #1 priority. What I want to do is draw these guys closer here so I don't have to make as much of a trip to get to them. So that's the goal. That's the plan. And there. Still going to try to help you guys a little bit if I can. I'm going to try. You're not making it easy though. Okay, let's see what happens. End of phase. Yeah, see? Somebody wants to die. And see, I was hoping since those barbarians weren't at full health, they wouldn't be able to do that much damage. But again, the citizens have no attack value and probably next to no defense, so it really doesn't matter in this case. But I have seen them survive though, like they just did there. And I've even seen them do damage, like 1 point of damage, a couple of times. It's very uncommon though. Okay, they're all gone. Yeah, she was acting like she was actually trying to fight them. No good. I'll see if I can keep them alive for the rest of this though. I don't want anybody else to go. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Sick of you guys, just so you know that. Pretend you care. And how many of these guys can get down? Where can you go? Right there. Good. So we should be able to take care of all of them except for the chief here. Save him for last. Mr. Shika Shaman. Unless I can get you... Okay. Oh, but you'd be out of his range, so I don't want to do that. Probably should have, because his people were weak enough. I probably could have slipped by with that. Where can you go? You know what? I'm gonna... No, I'm not. They'd be out of range. Okay, for now, the citizens should be safe. So we're gonna venture forward a little bit. Not be too concerned with them. Because we gotta start moving forward at some point. So let's let that be right now. We'll keep a couple back. And don't mind me, I'm actually making a note of something if I can find some paper. I need to be more prepared next time. Okay. Yeah. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, just really not prepared overall for this recording, so it's going to be a bumpy ride. Wait, hold on. Let's use you. Actually, yeah, we're gonna use you. Please survive. Don't die. Okay, good. Didn't want to lose all of you. A few's okay. And I'm gonna chance it because he's level 5 now. He's pretty tough. There we go. Make that level 6. I like those kind of corrections. Okay, so again, you want him to heal. They're getting ever closer, ever so slow, so we're gonna push ahead. At first, I didn't want to get too far ahead because I thought it would increase the chances that they would push forward, but I've given up any hope of having even the slightest manipulation over what they're gonna do, so I'm just really not worried about it. Again, the only reason I'm not putting them close to him is because I don't want them to heal. I want them to be able to do less damage to the barbarians because they're gonna take no damage. Their defense is too high, so they don't need to be at full health right now. And I'm taking full advantage of that fact for as long as I can, because pretty soon we're going to be fighting people who actually can hold their own. Yeah, and they can put a hole in us if we're not careful, so that's when we're going to want to take the gloves off and get serious. Until then, we can kind of baby things here. Already at 10 turns. Yeah, time goes fast with games like this, so you really need to keep an eye on the clock. You know, if you're pressed for time. Because this game doesn't care about the rest of your plans, believe me. It really doesn't. Yeah, the good thing about the movement in the mountains is, in this case, it's good because it's affecting them, not us. They're going to be very slow to move, probably 2 spaces a turn, so that's going to give us some time to catch up before they can advance. Not as much time as you might like, so don't want to get careless there. We're just gonna wait. Thank you so much. Thank you. Always hope for that, never expect it. So if anybody's got any good strategy or tactical games that they could recommend, besides Fire Emblem, because I know I'm behind on the times with that and I need to check those out. Anything else, maybe something a little more under the radar, please let me know. I'd definitely like to try it out. This has just really opened my whole view of the genre. I mean, I've always liked those type of games, but for some reason I've played so few and I really need to stop slacking, get on the ball. Because I really feel like I've been missing out now. Hold on, I have to make another note of something. Okay. Gonna be doing that a lot right now, I think. So yeah, I was trying Langrisser 2, which like this has an English patch now, so I'm able to play it in English. And at first I wasn't really warming up to it. I didn't like some of the changes. Oh, hold on. Shika, don't let them escape. What that means is we have some more company, as if we didn't already have enough. So we have 3 groups now, I think. Yeah. Not a lot though. Let's see if we can wrap them up in record time. Actually, I think I just hit the 30-minute mark, so this will probably be a good time to end it. So we're just going to continue from here in part 3. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you soon.